What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mind Pump TV. My name is Jordan Shallow. I'm a chiropractor, strength and conditioning coach, and competitive powerlifter. Today we're going to go over one movement prerequisite to integrate with the barbell bench press. A lot of people want to get into powerlifting movements such as the bench press, but don't know how to do so safely. Utilizing this movement will make a smooth transition into safely and effectively utilizing the barbell bench press in your program. All right, guys, so for the bench press, we're constantly cued to keep our shoulder blades together and back, which is a very effective cue to get the most out of the movement. Unfortunately, it's not really how our shoulders are meant to work. If we think of athletes that get the most output out of their shoulders, we're thinking about boxers or pitchers or swimmers or volleyball players, movements that allow for what's called upward rotation of the scapula. Like imagine going into a boxing ring with someone who had to keep their shoulder blades down and back. It would be very ineffective at transmitting force. But when we cue our clients through a bench press or we cue ourselves through a bench press, we're constantly cueing this disintegration of the scapula into the rest of our shoulder movement or the complex or movement of the shoulder complex. So the Kettlebell Windmill then becomes a prerequisite of the bench press as it assesses now our ability to resist force through upward rotation of the scap, which is performed by a muscle called the serratus anterior. So with the windmill, what we're going to do, starting in an overhead position, we're going to exaggerate external rotation of the shoulder to start. So that's to say elbow points to the front of the room, wider than shoulder width apart with the toes both pointing forward. Now, what we're gonna aim for is to connect our index fingers together as we hinge back, creating a prerequisite of extension and rotation through the thoracic spine as we resist force through the shoulder blade, getting to that bottom position. The big focus out of the bottom is gonna be pushing up into that kettlebell, back to that externally rotated position at the top. Notice the position of our hand goes from 180 degrees facing the opposite side of the room to start. And as we finish, that palm is now facing the opposite side of the room on the other side, getting to that bottom position, pressing up and externally rotating at the top. Oftentimes we don't break into that plane of extension and rotation of the thoracic spine. So what I mean by that is a lot of people keep just a lateral orientation in the way they go through the movement, which means they just sort of slide their hand down. Notice how I'm not really extending or rotating my spine too much. The second mistake I'm going to run into is rotation of the hip. A lot of people will suggest an externally rotated opposite side hip. This will allow them to move in greater ease and rotation through the spine. So rather than having one of your feet open up as a consequence of hip rotation, we want to test the rotation of the spine. So in doing so, we're going to keep both our feet forward and really put the emphasis on the ability of the thoracic spine to extend and rotate. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Mind Pump TV. Hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. For more content like this, be sure to find me on YouTube at The Muscle Doc on YouTube.